Greg, can you hear me? We're trying to go live with Greg Lussetto here, everybody. I don't think he's in the semi. I know Mitchell, Nebraska got rained out. I can see him, but I don't know if he can hear me. So I see his lips moving.
How's that? Is that better, Jason?
Yeah, I can hear you now. How are you, sir?
Yeah, our best laid plans tonight failed miserably.
Yep. So our plan, everybody, was to go live from Mitchell, Nebraska. Greg had somebody kind of walking around with the phone, but I saw that the pole got rained out, so that sucks, Greg. So.
Yep, it is what it is, and Mother Nature does that to us, you know.
Yep. Was there a big chance of rain today, or what were they saying? So.
No, it really. There was a 50% chance of rain at 4 o'clock, and it continued on and dumped over 1.5 inches in what was already a pretty saturated arena. So it just killed us.
Yeah. Nope, and there's not a lot. I know did they need the rain out there, or do they have a lot of rain out there?
It's western Nebraska. We always need the rain. But
Okay.
we've been pretty darn lucky this year that it's been better than most. So well, tell you, Jason, we've had quite a bout with weather. Did you happen to see our mess from North Platte, Nebraska that's kind of been making the rounds on Facebook?
Yeah, my wife said she could not believe the hail that you guys dealt with. That's insane.
We got 2 drops of rain in that deal, and then the hail came, and it caught everybody. I mean, there was people running like rats jumping off a ship. It was the craziest thing I've been a part of.
Yeah, I've never seen hail like that at a tractor pull in my life. You know what I mean? So.
Yes. So I guess, man, I don't know where you want to start. We've got a couple weeks to recap. We missed last week, and that week we had a new show in Hays, Kansas that went over like gangbusters.
Great.
Had not been a pull there in probably 10, 12 years. There's no better feeling than to hear that you were their highest grossing event for the fair.
That's a great thing.
And no, it worked out very good. That pull, and then we went to North Platte, Nebraska, which has been a long time pull. We had the best crowd we'd ever had, and the hail came.
Okay.
And,
so Hays, Kansas, Greg, Classic Modifieds was won by the Bowtie Binder, Kyle Lussetto. Pro Stock 4-wheel drive was won by Looking for Trouble. Brad, is that Schoolout? Brad Schoolout?
Yes, Brad Schoolout. We had Brad and Sam that were on our show that one weekend. That was the father-daughter team.
Okay, yep. Big Block Econo Modified was won by Zach Lussetto. Do you know that guy?
I've heard of him.
Yep. 3200 Superfield was won by Lauren Hoytson out of, is it Minotaur, Nebraska? Little Bit Red.
Hang on 1 second, Jason. I'm going to see if I can't get my headset on here and be a little safer about this.
Yeah.
I'll be right back, Jason.
Okay. We're doing live with Lussetto. He's on the road. We were going to go live from the track in Mitchell, Nebraska tonight, but it got rained out. So just hang tight with us. We're just kind of recapping the last week of the Heartland Division. Talk about what's coming up next. Again, they did get rained out in Mitchell, Nebraska tonight. So that stinks. So can you hear me, Greg?
Yes,
yeah, great. Sounds good.
Okay, and one cool thing too, Mitchell is our big pull in our Heartland Division for the west side, and they're already working on a rescheduled date for in September.
Awesome.
So we'll be back. It just we'll be a little busier with football and everything else starting here.
Is Mitchell, Nebraska, is that a standalone event or is it part of a fair?
It's part of the Scottsbluff County Fair.
Okay. But they're still going to reschedule it? That's awesome.
Oh, yes. Well, you have to understand this poll, I mean, it's small on some of your guys' standards, but this small poll will bring in 2,000 spectators a night, like clockwork. And there's times that we've actually done 2 polls. We do a June poll and a fair poll.
Oh, great.
And both were well attended and well received.
Great. Light Limited Super Stock was won by the Junkyard Dog 2, Bill Schwartz out of Oakley, Kansas. Again, we're doing results
I gotta hold up there.
Okay.
The Junkyard Dog is a mod 4x4.
Okay.
We threw him just in a place because he's a local boy that this is one of the coolest old trucks. This thing has got painted on the side that it was Region 3 champ like 3 years in a row, like 83, 4, and 5. That's how long this old boy's been at it.
Wow.
So.
Yeah, I'm just going down the app right now. So.
Yes, Light Limited Super was won by Dan Christensen.
Okay. Light Limited mod, Suddenly Psychotic, or Rick Bradley.
Yep.
Diesel 2.6 trucks, Midnight Express, Jake Ratliff out of Mitchell, Nebraska. Light Limited Pro Stock, won by Crazy Horse Jim Darnell out of Scottsbluff, Nebraska. And Diesel 3.0s, Chain Smoker, Jimmy Deaverman out of Glen Elder, Kansas, won the 3.0 diesel trucks. Chad Luce was second, Coming Alive third, Browns Creek Bullet was fourth. So this is Hayes, Kansas, you guys. So.
And one other little side note, AJ and also James Deverman had pulled in Pratt, Kansas that night, loaded up and made it 110 miles and got on the grounds right at the time they needed to pull. But they actually hit 2 pulls in Kansas that day.
Awesome.
Well, dedication.
So that was Hayes, and then you went to North Platte, and that got. Did you get anything in before the hail came?
Yeah, we they have some local tractors. They had a farm stock tractor, and a handful of antique tractors, like 4 or 5 of them.
Yep.
And a couple street pickups. We had got into our classic mod class, and I think we had four units pulled before the hail came. And then we had a meeting and decided what to do, if they wanted to put off for the next day or see if we could make it go that night. And they opted to make it go. And Bryan Miller, he got on a grader and went to work and worked his butt off and got us a reasonably decent track for the conditions.
Nice.
And
so classic mod.
Yeah.
Classic mod was won by Bob Pommier from Grand Island, Nebraska.
Yep.
Pro Stock 4x4 was won by the Dude, John Kuntz out of Greeley, Colorado. Big Block Econo mod was won by Maria Miller with the Corvette out of Maxwell, Nebraska. Again, these are results from North Platte, Nebraska, everybody. If you saw that tractor driving in the hail, that was the tractor. 3200 Superfield, Jeff McCullough out of Wiggins, Colorado. Light Limited Superstock, Deuces Wild, Dave Todd out of Minnetonka, Nebraska. Light Limited mod was won by the Bandit, Daryl Zimmerman out of Greenfield, Kansas. Diesel 2.6 was won by Midnight Express, Jacob Ratliff out of Mitchell, Nebraska. And Diesel 3.0s were won by Coming Alive, Truan Henderson out of Bridgeport, Nebraska. So.
Yes.
I'm just going through the app
here.
Yeah,
sure thing. And then we had a couple days off, and then Thursday we were Cheyenne County Fair. That poll had got pushed off. It'd been 4 or 5 years since pre-COVID since we'd been there.
Is that Sidney, Nebraska?
Yes, Sidney, Nebraska.
Okay. I'll go through results of each of the winners there. Thanks for doing this, Greg, tonight. I know you're busy.
Oh, yeah. So. Oh, no problem. I wish we could have done it in the sled, but here we are.
Jennifer Pushlar says, congrats to the 3-0 guys and all the winners. Good deal. Bowtie Binder, Kyle Lussetto won the classic mods. Pro Stock 4x4, Stephanie Farrell out of Bridgeport, Nebraska with Making Noise won the Pro Stock 4x4s. Big Block Econo mods, Maria Miller with the Corvette again. 3200 Superfields, Letterbuck, Janelle Hoagland. She had a good job too. I saw her came out and ran with us with the national.
She had a weekend. I'll tell you what, that's a really cool story. You know, she's in the medical field and grew up in the mountains in Colorado, is now in Cheyenne. And just, you know, for everybody else, she won that pole Thursday night and then continued on to Wayne, Nebraska with the national series and got third?
Yep.
Friday night, and then went to Lamar's, Iowa Saturday and got second place.
Yep.
It's a rookie season.
Yep, she's doing good. And then So the guy she bought it from, his son was killed in an ATV accident, I believe, over the weekend.
Yeah, Kenny Beeson. That was a sad deal.
So she wanted me to mention that tonight on the show. So all of our thoughts and prayers with them. So
yes.
I don't mean to bring down our show, but it happens.
I gotta hijack this one more time. I told you that pork chop in a glove was a legit thing there in Lamar's, man.
I had 3 of them.
Oh.
I could have ate 8 of them. They were so good.
I went home with a pair. I had a pair of gloves by the time my night was over.
Yep, they were delicious. They were delicious. Light limited super stocks in Sydney, Nebraska. The Wanted, Daniel Christensen got the win. Diesel 3.0 coming alive, Truman Henderson. Light limited pro stocks. Red Rider, John Darnell out of Scottsbluff, Nebraska gets the win. Again, that was in Sydney, Nebraska on July 27th. And then you would have went to Goodland then on Saturday?
Yes, Goodland, Kansas, the home of the infamous Scrappy tractor.
Like he said, if he wouldn't have been in Lamar's, he would have been down there with you. So
he'd have been running the skid loader again, cleaning up the track.
That's what he said. So Classic Mod was won by Byron Pfister, Long Pine, Nebraska. Pro Stock 4x4 won by the dude, John Kuntz out of Greeley, Colorado. Big Block Econo Modifieds Corvette is on a run. 3 in a row.
Oh, she's been on a tear.
3,200 Superfields, a little bit red, Lauren Hoytson. Light limited super stock, Deuces Wild, Dave Todd out of Minotaur, Nebraska. Am I saying that Minotary or Minotari? Minotaur. Yep. Light limited mods, The Bandit, Daryl Zimmerman. Diesel 3.0s. Gray Area, Dylan Manuel from Atwood, Colorado. Got the win by 2 inches over Coming Alive. Yep. Man, that was a tight class. They were all within a foot of each other, the top 3 trucks. And then light limited pro stocks, Jim Darnell on Crazy Horse. Red Rider was number 2. Again, that was in Goodland, Kansas this past Saturday night. And then you were in Mitchell, Nebraska tonight, and Mother Nature said not tonight.
Yeah, so Mother Nature had other plans. And like I said, we had a good group of tractors and trucks. It was, it is what it is.
Yep, not much you can do about the weather. So.
Yep, and then we'll be in Cheyenne, Wyoming Saturday.
Okay.
Oh, and can't forget Neely, Nebraska Sunday.
Neely?
Yep, Neely.
Okay, I'm jumping on my Outlaw app right now. Outlaw Pulling. If you don't have the Outlaw Pulling app, guys, get it. It's free. It's easy. Heartland Events. Cheyenne, Wyoming. Yeah, you got a bunch of classes. Holy cow. That's a big show.
Yeah. Well, and understand, we have more classes. We don't quite have the numbers. You won't see 10 a class out here. That's
okay. Let's put on a good show.
Yep.
It's all good. And then Neely, Nebraska?
Neely. Yep.
Neely. Sunday, the 6th. Yep. Wow, 2 Outlaw hooks on Sunday because the national guys are going to be in Mound City, Kansas.
Oh, really?
Down at Paddock's hometown pool down there.
Yep.
Yep.
No, and Neely's a neat place. They've got a vintage grandstand, like one of the old covered wooden grandstands.
Oh, yeah?
It's just a beautiful setting. I
Cool.
love that place.
That is super cool. No, I don't want to keep you too long tonight, but I just want to kind of catch up. And
yeah, no worries. And I will tell you, it's not perfection yet, but the live stream is coming around. Jazz and Kaylee Tuma, and we've got a couple different cameramen. We're kind of starting to get in a groove, and I'm really proud of those guys. They've stuck with it. We had a ton of issues at first, but they're kind of getting the hang of it, and I'm super excited to get that done on our level.
Oh, I think it's great. I hope your members appreciate it as well, because it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work, Greg.
Yes, but I just love it's the exposure and just add it's one more added thing for our people.
Well, for the sponsors too,
Yes, absolutely.
A lot of people can't make it to every poll, but they can still watch their family or their friends, and sponsors are watching, and it's good for the sport all around. But it's a lot of work. It was way more work than I ever thought it would be, Greg. So.
I can tell you, and I don't want to complain, but it put a pretty good. It's changed our deal. It's put a pretty good load on a few of our people, and that's where my daughter Jazz has really stepped up and, really shouldered a lot of that load. But, you give us a year, it's going to become normal. And that's, that's where we'll start making big progress. This year is just kind of throwing it out there and see how it goes. And next year, hopefully we can really get this thing ironed out, running like clockwork.
Yeah, we're starting to really get into a good stride. As long as we get internet, as long as we have good internet, and then as long as we can get sound, and that seems to be sound hooking up through some of these fairs, sound systems has been a struggle, a few of them, but I'm learning a lot as we go. And Kaya and Doug and Mackenzie and Hope and Chandler and our whole team. It's
Jason,
been fun.
The sound systems at these different events has been fascinating. We'll run into a $30,000 sound system at one venue and turn around, and St. Paul, Nebraska comes to mind. We looked at something that looked like it was out of the 60s. It performed flawlessly. There was nothing wrong with it, but it looked like there might have been some vacuum tubes hiding behind in that thing.
No, that's fair. That is fair. I'll pull some video up. I'll pull up some Outlaw Pulling TV. Which event do you want me to bring up and kind of just let that play while we're chatting?
Well, I really think Goodland would probably be our best. One other thing, have you run into any lighting issues at some of these venues?
Yeah, we've ran into where, like, we have so many cords with the 3 or 4 cameras, and we don't run them across the track unless we have to, or some places we can go under. Sometimes we're shooting into the sun a little bit, and if it gets dark, then we have to make quick adjustments on the fly with the cameras too. So
yes, yeah, and that's the other thing I'll throw out there, that we're not tech people.
No, we're not.
I'm a stinking tractor mechanic on old tractors, and my daughter's my secretary, and she gets thrown into helping me out wherever she can, and it's been an education, learning the sound system stuff. And I will guarantee you, when we got started, I had no idea what a XLR cable was and what SDI. And,
I learned not to. It's very, very important that you don't twist up the SDIs or things break. I learned that the hard way.
You did what now?
Oh, I got some cord twisted up and tangled up and twisted, and I broke the copper inside the SDI. And then you run it, and then you found out that doesn't work. So here's some video here from having the lights put on sooner than later is helpful. Coming from a photographer, Mark Ham. Thank you for that.
Those guys well know the lighting situation.
So this video right now is from Outlaw Pulling TV from the Heartland Division, from Goodland, Kansas. Again, for $39.95 a month, you get every single Outlaw pull, and you can watch them over and over and over again. Like, there's been nights we've had double shows, and I know people go back and watch them the next day. And like this fall, if you don't want to keep paying the $40 a month, you just cancel it, resubscribe again next year. It's all good. So,
Jason, the other amazing thing is, you look at some of these weekends. How many shows were on the main Outlaw schedule last weekend?
We had 9 and we had 8 in 4 days.
Saturday?
We had Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
8 in 4 days. And see, I think in that time, we had 3.
Yep. So there was a lot of pulling.
Yes.
A lot of pulling. Looks like a decent track there in Goodland, Kansas.
Hey, I'm going to tell you what, that's Goodland has got one of the best tracks out this direction.
Nice.
So we run into that. They're not all that way, but Goodland is one of the best.
Nice.
Oh,
Jason Grout says, yes, you do. You do need to resubscribe so you can watch Wisner Jason. Yes, you do.
We had another really interesting thing that was just awesome. You might have to help me out, because there was a kid showed up that was going to college in, I believe, McPherson, Kansas, that his dad pulls with WTPA, or the NTPA group there in Wisconsin.
Last name?
Is it Ruff with the light limited super, the little Alice?
Yeah, the Mohawk Warrior
guy.
Yeah,
it was awesome. He showed up at Hayes, and I think the poor kid, I don't know if he knew what to think. He walked up wearing a shirt with his dad's tractor, their tractor on it. And I just flat asked him, I said, man, where the hell did you get that shirt? And he's like, it's ours. I'm like, huh, interesting.
That's awesome.
And he hung out with us enough that he actually made the drive to Goodland, Kansas, which is a drive from where he's at.
Cool.
And through that deal, and I'll say this as nice as I can, but we'll see if the some of the NTPA's got some sticklers on some things, and I totally get the safety thing, but we actually were talking about loading up 2 to 3 light limited supers and going up there, but I'm afraid that the roll cage inspection is going to submarine us, just because I don't know that we're going to be able to get it done in time.
Is there anybody we can have you talk to ahead of time?
Well, Dan Christensen's been on it already, talking to some people, but you know, it's just more of a process than what we're used to, you know, and I will never, you know, skirt the safety deal, and we don't want to be unsafe, but it's just unfortunate because, man, we'd love to go up there and hook it. Jason, I hate to tell you, it's Labor Day weekend. That's not a poll that you had anything to do with at one time, is it? Losing track. It's Sunday, September 3rd.
I don't think so. No. What town?
You know what? It just left me. I can't look it up right now driving, but
yeah.
Shoot.
Don't do that.
Yeah,
don't do that.
I'm not going to. But no, I really hope we can make that work. I'd love to run up there. I love going to places and pulling. Yes.
No, don't do it. I'll find it. Let me look. I'm jumping on their website right now.
Okay.
Is that Ridgeland?
Yeah.
Yeah, Ridgeland, Wisconsin. That's a big one.
Oh, that'd be how awesome.
Yeah, they sit on a hillside. There's like 4,000 or 5,000 people there. That's cool.
Really? Yeah. Dan Christensen and Dave Todd are gung ho to get to that thing. We just got to see if we can work out the logistics of, you know, getting that sticker put on the roll cage.
Yep. Yeah, I don't know if there's any tech officials out in that area that we could get it looked at ahead of time.
Well, the hard thing for us, you know, is while we're from Nebraska, it's a far cry from the eastern part of the state.
Right. No, it's a long ways. It's a long, long ways.
Because we're 500 miles from Rock Valley.
Wow. Man, the western Nebraska is way out there.
Yeah.
Way out there. But that's what it is.
Yep.
Again, we're showing some video from my computer had a blink there. I apologize. Showing some video from Goodland, Kansas this past Saturday night with the Heartland division of the Outlaw Truck and Tractor Pullers. This is probably your classic mod class.
Yes.
Is that the one with Byron Pfister in it? He's in the lead right now.
Yes, correct.
Yep.
Yeah, we had one other unfortunate deal. You know, the old yellow tractor had been in the back of the shop behind the videos that we've done?
Yeah.
That thing made it to the poll tonight to get rained on.
Oh.
Zach was a little disappointed. He was going to be his first trip on that.
That stinks. Yeah, that looks like a good track there in Goodland.
Yes.
Nice wide track. They have a decent grandstand there?
You know, it's an older grandstand, an older covered. It's interesting, you know, we get in western Nebraska, we pulled a lot of arenas.
Okay.
We get down into Kansas, and I swear every little town's got a stock car track. And that is a stock car track, as was Hayes.
Okay. Well, you guys are making it work, so no complaints there. It's working.
That's fun. You know, that's that rough kid. That's the one thing he mentioned. He says, "Man, at home," he said, we all have purpose-built tracks. That's what, you know, I'm like, you're spoiled, you know.
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah.
Kind of. So you said Saturday's up next, Saturday and Sunday?
Yep, we've got Saturday, Cheyenne, Wyoming. Cheyenne's a very neat place. They literally used to have fair at where the Frontier Park, where Frontier Days is held. And we actually
Okay.
got to pull in that facility twice, which was horrible track, but it would seat 30,000 people.
Holy
It was amazing,
cow.
and that, yeah. They built a brand new fairgrounds just east of town, and I mean the cool part about that place is
Okay.
I got some input on the layout of the fairgrounds. We built a miniature Rock Valley setup.
Nice.
That thing's got potential someday to and a good enough track to be. I mean the track would be.
Oh, we lost Greg there for a little bit. I'm going to turn the volume up on this until Greg comes back on. We'll listen to some of the tractors again from Goodland, Kansas, Heartland Division, Outlaw Truck. Well, guys, I'm going to let you continue to watch Goodland, Kansas for a few more minutes. This is courtesy of outlawpolling.tv. $39.95 a month. You get all the outlaw polls, Heartland and the National Outlaw Poller. So thanks for watching. Hello, Dale Kessler Jr. from Minnow, South Dakota, home of the Ulmer family. I thought only Ulmers lived in Minnow. So enjoy some polling videos. Have a good night. Talk to you later.
Good work, huh? We want to thank some of the people that have Good work, John. Thank you. That's the limit.
Jazzy, come up there and the announcers.